All right, so the first thing you want to do when you start this job is take this bottom plastic off. There's two Phillips screw heads here. Take those two out here, these two. And this plastic piece comes off, and this plastic piece just slides down. It's like there's a little thing up top that kind of wedges in, holds it down. This just pulls down. The reason being, this has got to drop and come back. So this keeps it from coming back, and this keeps it from coming down. You have to get the ashtray out. There's a spring up in there, a little U-shaped spring. You have to pry that up. You have to get a flat blade screwdriver and put it between that black plastic part where the ashtray or the cigarette lighter thing is. And then there's another one on this side, and this thing just slides out. And then after that, you can unbolt this metal frame in there. So let's do that. All right, ashtray. This just slides in like this. This rail slides in here. These springs are what keep it from coming out. It stops it from coming out. So you got to get in there with a long screwdriver. When you get that thing pulled out, you just wedge in there with a long screwdriver. This one you can push up, you can get to. This one with this cigarette lighter thing in the way, it's hard to get to. You actually have to pry against this piece of plastic here. But this one you can reach up and push, so you can. But once you get that out, then there's 4 hex heads. There's 1 on each side, 2 back here, and these 2 Phillips heads here. That thing drops out. And then, yeah. Then you move on to the next thing, which is taking these plastics out, taking the glove box off, taking the kick panel off, and a couple other brackets on the inside I'll show you later. So, I'm gonna do that. All right, first thing you do when you get inside, you gotta pop the glove box off and the kick panel. There's 4 chrome screws, 1 up underneath here, and these 3. And then if you just undo these 4 bolts, or these screws here, these Phillips head screws, this will just fall out. Right now it's just latched, but you can push this down if you really want to, just unlatch it, but there's no need. Once you pull these off, it should just flop right out. So I'm gonna do that next. Oh, when you put it back in, make sure this is underneath this. That's how it is on the other side. So yeah, do that now. All right, once you get the glove box and the ashtray out, this bar's got to come out. There's a large bolt here. This is actually a bolt with a washer on it. It's the longer of the 3. There's 2 right there. They take a 1/2 inch socket to pull them out. These are sheet metal style. They're shorter, so they don't run into the radio, and the long one goes over here. Then you have these screws here. There's 4 of these with the washers right here. And then this bracket. You have to pull this bracket out to get this thing out. So there's another nut around here somewhere. I gotta find it. But these are slotted like that. So I put this on, and then I pushed it forward and sucked this up tight. And then there's 1 more back in here. These 2 screws back here. The top one, the Phillips head, doesn't come out. That holds the vent in place. The bottom one screws to the metal bracket. It's kind of a bitch to get in there, but it works better if you put this on first because it holds in place, and then you can push the plastic around to get that bottom bolt in. And that's about it for the metal piece. All right, now that you have the glove box, the ashtray, and that cross brace out, it's time to take these out. So you undo the AC, you undo the 2 heater lines. There's 6 bolts. There's 3 along the top. There's 1 right down along the side there, and then 2 underneath. So you get to take the nuts off, undo the fan, undo the 2 vacuum lines. There's a black vacuum line here and the gray vacuum line there. So once all that's done, you come under here, and there's another bolt down here, a bolt down here. So that's all the hardware that holds that in. So once these are loose, you can kind of rock that out and pull that. Oh, take all these vacuum lines off. So the reason I know that is because I didn't, and I messed up my vacuum manifold, so I had to rebuild it because it's old and plastic, but that's in another video. So undo all these vacuum lines. These pods, enough, they all stay on there. This comes off. Just take this little screw out here, and this thing slides out, and then this just pops right off. It's just kind of held on by pressure. So you push that, pull that off, and then this thing will come out. All right, it's out. Okay, so here's the deal. You have to take all these screws out of the top. There's a bunch of them, right, all the way around. you undo the arms on the actuators. There's one down there and one here. This actuator came with, this must be the hinge point. I guess I didn't pull it out, so I gotta make sure I put that back in there. There's a tricky one on the outside here that you'll miss, but other than that, they're all on top, right? Then you pull this seal off the front, and this thing slides out. So, I don't know. I fixed everything else. I'm thinking it might have just been leaking there, but I got it out, and I'm gonna change it out. I don't know how much it is, but I'm not gonna put it back in. I don't know, because it was flopping around in there, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's just supposed to sit in there like that. I mean, it doesn't look like it's attached to anything, which is weird, but it was weird that it was moving like that. So when I put it back in there, I'll just make sure I put some foam around it. See, this got a nice foam thing here. This one was all pretty much gone. So I'll make sure it's cushioned in there and fit in there snug so it's not moving all over the place. So off to the parts store. All right, so I got the new evaporator in. The gaskets are in. They're good gaskets, the ones that came there from the manufacturer of the pump stand, or I don't know how you even say it, but anyway, they were good ones. The other ones I've messed with so far were not good. I'm not sure if it was leaking here. When I put my hand underneath it, when I pulled it inside, it felt wet, but I'd taken the hose off, so the oil might have went down. So I don't know. I hope this fixes it, man. I don't know what to do. So I'm in here, and I'm thinking I'm going to change the heater core since I'm in here, but I pull it out, and it's the original one, and it's brass, and it's awesome, and there's nothing wrong with it, and you can't buy anything worth a damn anymore. So it'd probably be worse if I changed it out, put aluminum one here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The only thing all right, little wrap-up video. I'm putting it back together. Just pay attention to the vacuum lines. They're pretty self-explanatory. They'll find their happy place. What else? Oh, when you put this thing back on, there's 3 doors. There's this door here. There's a door down there, and there's a door right here in the center. When you start to put this top piece on, put that center door in. You can't access it. This one you can access from the end, and that one over there you can access. So you can kind of move it around and get it in the hole, but you have to start with this one here. And what else? Yeah, that's about it. And then this plug, I'm thinking, what the hell? What does this plug go into? I'm like looking around. It's only so long. What the mother? What the what? Anyway, on the back of this piece of metal, there's this thing here. I forgot about that. So anyway, oh, I was gonna change the heater core. I was in there, I was thinking about it anyway, and I got in there, and that's the original one in there, and it's brass and it's badass. And it looks fine. I don't think there's any problem. I hate to get a piece of junk. You know, you can't get anything good anymore. So I was contemplating whether to leave that one, but it's so well made, and there's no signs of any kind of deterioration or anything. So I left it in there. But I think that's about it. Just button it up. I'm going to get everything in place and run it before I put the glove box back and some of the other stuff, just so I can make sure everything's working. Hopefully no vacuum lines got pulled off from farther up. Yeah, so anyway, that's it. If you like the video, subscribe if you want. There's no more automotive, this kind of repair stuff unless it comes up, and I find a need for it. I make metal furniture for a living, and I'm building a pretty cool 61 Falcon gasser, so if you want to check that out, that'd be cool. Also, I'm on Instagram, and It's a Metal Thing. So hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped, and good luck.